What scares me most right now about the war in Gaza and what's about to happen next? So, Donald Trump recently said the following about Gaza and the Palestinians in it.
And I'd like Egypt to take people, and I'd like Jordan to take people. I mean, you're talking about probably 1.5 million people, and we just clean out that whole thing.
So I'll admit, the language of cleaning out definitely has me concerned. Now, if I say that sounds a little murdery, a lot of you are going to respond, well, no, you're taking his words out of context. He's just talking about moving people. Okay, sure, just talking about moving 1.5 million people, completely displacing them, taking away from what's left of their homes, denying them the access to their culture and their sacred spaces. But sure, I guess that's fine then, right? And what really concerns me about it is the Stanford prison experiments. Like, it seems to explain a lot of what's happening here. The Stanford prison experiments, as I'm sure you already know, they took a random group of people and they said, okay, you're going to be prisoners. And then they took another random group of people and they said, okay, you're going to be prison guards. They put them in a space together and said, okay, act like prison guards and prisoners. And within a week, the prison guards were abusing mentally and sometimes physically the prisoners. And so they had to stop the experiment. It was so bad. But what we discuss less, and what's particularly scary about the Stanford prison experiments, is they decided to run it again. And what they did was they took former prisoners, the former people who were pretending to be prisoners. They said, okay, now you get to be prison guards, but not against the people who used to be prison guards. We're going to take a whole new group of prisoners. So now former prisoners, you get to be prison guards. Here's a new group of random prisoners. And saw how they treated them, and they were worse than the original prison guards. The former prisoners were worse to new prisoners, more abusive than the prison guards were originally to them. And so we have this group of people that were saying, okay, we're going to move all of you out of your home. And it's reminiscent of the Trail of Tears, right? One of the darkest moments in our history in the United States. And you kind of go, well, how is it that the Israelis are comfortable with this, being people themselves who have been displaced, horribly treated, and killed just for being themselves? And one wonders if it's the Stanford prison experiments that help explain it, is that when people go through these horrible tragedies and horrible mistreatments, it doesn't make them more compassionate. It sometimes can make them less compassionate. And what we really need here is the recognition that the only solution to these kinds of problems is recognition of our shared humanity. And that is definitely not something that Donald Trump ever offers.